Hello, and welcome to Sleepy Science Facts. The world outside can be busy, bright, and loud. But here, everything slows down. This is a quiet place where curious minds can drift gently into sleep, or simply learn a little something while relaxing. Tonight, we're not only looking at forests, caves, and oceans. We're stepping into them, as if we could walk softly through their shadows and their light, to discover some of nature's most enchanting secrets. We'll explore wonders most people never notice. A flower that blooms only once in a lifetime. Stones that seem to move all on their own. Storms that have raged for centuries, and trees older than entire civilizations. We'll travel slowly, fact by fact, through deserts that explode into sudden color, rivers that flow beneath the sea, and the quiet, nearly impossible ways life survives in every corner of Earth. Some of what you hear tonight may surprise you. Some of it may linger, like the scent of rain after a summer storm. And before we begin, if these calm, curious explorations help you unwind or give you a gentle way to close the day, consider liking and subscribing, or simply sharing your thoughts in the comments. It helps others find their way here too, one sleepy soul at a time. Now, if you're ready, let's begin. A single teaspoon of soil can hold more life than there are people on Earth. Beneath your feet is a world you rarely see. In just 1 teaspoon of healthy soil, there can be billions of microscopic organisms, bacteria, fungi, protozoa, and countless tiny creatures like nematodes and mites. This living network breaks down fallen leaves, recycles nutrients, and even talks with plants through chemical signals. Many of these organisms are too small to picture clearly, but together they form the foundation of every land ecosystem. Without them, plants would struggle to grow, and the chain of life above the ground would begin to fail. Scientists are still discovering new species in soil samples, life forms that have never been named, never studied. It's humbling to think that under the sole of your shoe lies a teeming city of life, so vast it dwarfs the entire human population, quietly working to keep our world alive. Some plants can move fast enough to catch prey. Most plants move too slowly for us to notice, stretching and bending over days or weeks. But a few species move with surprising speed, quick enough to trap an unsuspecting insect. The Venus flytrap, for instance, can snap its leaves shut in less than a second when the tiny hairs inside its trap are touched twice in quick succession. Sundews curl their sticky leaves inward, slowly wrapping what they've caught, while water wheel plants spin their traps underwater like tiny living springs. These movements happen because water pressure inside the plant's cells shifts suddenly when triggered by touch. To the insect, it's over in an instant. One moment it's exploring, and the next it's captured. These plants often live in nutrient-poor soil, so catching and digesting prey gives them the nitrogen they need to survive. Watching one in action can feel almost unsettling, as if the plant has made a choice. Some trees can live for thousands of years. In quiet corners of the world, there are trees so old that entire civilizations have risen and fallen during their lifetime. The bristlecone pines of the American West are among the most ancient, with some individuals living beyond 4,000 years. They grow slowly, twisting into sculpted shapes under wind and snow, bark weathered yet still alive. Inside, their cores hold a living record of time. wet years and dry years, storms and seasons, written in narrow rings you could trace like a timeline. These trees survive by adapting. In harsh years, parts of them die back. In kinder years, they grow again. And when you stand near one, you're close to something that began life before the pyramids were built, and is still, quietly, making new leaves each spring. Certain fungi can control the minds of insects. In the undergrowth of tropical forests, a strange drama unfolds. The Ophiocordyceps fungus infects ants and other insects, spreading through their bodies. Once inside, it releases chemicals that alter the insect's behavior, compelling it to leave the colony and climb to a high, exposed perch. There, the fungus kills its host, and then grows a stalk from the body, releasing spores into the air to infect others below. This isn't random. The height and position are almost perfectly chosen for spreading spores as far as possible. To us, it can sound like science fiction, a parasite hijacking a nervous system, turning a living creature into a vehicle for its own reproduction. Yet it's a natural part of the rainforest's complex web of life, unsettling and fascinating in its precision. There are places where it rains fish. In a small town in Honduras called Lloro, residents have a name for a rare but remarkable event, the rain of fish. Several times a year, usually after intense thunderstorms, people find small fish flopping in the streets and fields. Scientists think powerful winds or waterspouts may lift fish from nearby rivers or the sea, carry them inland, and drop them with the rain. Some locals see it as a miracle. Others treat it as a strange, natural oddity. Similar reports have appeared elsewhere in the world too, involving frogs, crabs, and even jellyfish. To witness it must feel surreal, to hear the rainfall and then see it glittering with movement, living creatures tumbling from the sky. Some animals can survive being frozen solid. In the far north, certain creatures can pause their lives in the most extreme way imaginable, by freezing. The wood frog of Alaska, for example, can allow up to 2/3 of its body water to turn to ice during winter. Its heart stops. Its blood stops flowing. And yet, it isn't dead. Special compounds in its body, like glucose and urea, act as natural antifreeze, protecting cells from bursting. When spring returns and temperatures rise, the frog thaws. Its heart begins to beat again, and it hops away as if nothing happened. Some insects, fish, and even tiny microscopic tardigrades use similar strategies. It sounds impossible, but nature has refined it over millions of years, allowing life to persist where winter feels less like a season and more like a months-long deep freeze. Lightning strikes Earth millions of times every day. Across the globe, lightning is flashing somewhere at this very moment. Scientists estimate that roughly 8 million strikes occur each day, more than 90 every second. These bolts form when electrical charges build up inside clouds or between clouds and the ground. In an instant, the air around a bolt heats to over 30,000 degrees Celsius, hotter than the surface of the sun. That sudden heat makes the air expand explosively, creating thunder. Lightning doesn't only light the sky, it also shapes our planet's chemistry, helping form nitrogen compounds that plants need. In the tropics, where storms are frequent, The night horizon often flickers with distant flashes, a quiet reminder that the atmosphere is constantly alive with energy. Some fish can walk on land. In tidal zones and swampy places, certain fish have learned to move beyond the water. The mudskipper, found in parts of Asia and Africa, uses strong pectoral fins to walk across muddy flats, searching for food and escaping predators. It can breathe through its skin and the lining of its mouth and throat as long as it stays moist. Other fish, like the climbing perch, can survive out of water for days and even travel between ponds. These unusual adaptations let them thrive where purely aquatic fish can't. Watching a fish pull itself across the ground can feel like seeing evolution in motion. A glimpse of the ancient past, when life was first testing the edge of land. The Amazon rainforest makes its own rain. The Amazon is so vast and dense that it creates its own weather. Each day, the forest releases billions of liters of water vapor into the air through transpiration. This moisture rises, cools, and condenses into clouds, which later fall back as rain, feeding the very forest that produced it. This cycle helps the Amazon stay green and lush, even in drier months. It also influences weather far beyond South America, shaping rainfall patterns thousands of kilometers away. The scale is difficult to imagine. From above, the rainforest seems to breathe out great plumes of moisture, shaping its own climate like a giant heart, pumping water into the atmosphere. There are rivers that flow under the ocean. Beneath the waves, where sunlight fades, rivers can still flow. These underwater rivers aren't made of fresh water, but of dense, salty, sediment-filled currents that travel along the seafloor. One example is found in the Black Sea, where a powerful current snakes for over 100 kilometers beneath the surface. These rivers carve channels, carry nutrients, and shape the seabed just like rivers on land. They often form where waters of different salinity meet, creating a boundary where heavier water sinks and flows separately. Divers who have explored them describe an eerie sensation. Swimming through one river inside another, the layers visibly distinct in the dim underwater light. Some deserts bloom with flowers overnight. Deserts can seem lifeless, but their soils often hide seeds lying dormant for years, waiting. After a rare soaking rain, those seeds can germinate almost immediately. Within hours to days, the barren ground transforms into a carpet of color, yellow, purple, red, as thousands of plants bloom at once. The spectacle may last only a short time before the heat returns, drying the flowers and scattering seeds for the next cycle. In places like the Atacama Desert in Chile, these superblooms can be seen from space, an explosion of life across one of the harshest landscapes on Earth. It's nature's gentle reminder. Even in the most unlikely places, beauty and abundance can appear in an instant. There are lakes that never freeze, even in the coldest winters. Some lakes seem to defy the seasons. In frigid regions, most water surfaces lock into ice, yet a few lakes remain liquid all year long. Sometimes they're warmed by underground springs. Sometimes they're so deep that the temperature below helps regulate the surface. In volcanic regions, geothermal heat can seep upward, keeping pockets of water open even when the surrounding land is frozen solid. These lakes become crucial winter havens, drawing birds and mammals to drink and feed. In the stark quiet of a snowy plain, the sight of rippling open water can feel almost magical, a reminder that warmth can hide in unexpected places, sustaining life against the odds. Coral reefs are built by tiny animals. When you picture a coral reef, you might imagine colorful, rock-like structures filled with fish. But the reef itself is alive, built by countless tiny animals called coral polyps. Each polyp secretes a hard skeleton of calcium carbonate, and over centuries, those skeletons pile up into massive structures. New generations live on top of the old, creating a living city in the sea. Coral reefs provide food and shelter for thousands of species, acting as nurseries for many fish. Though delicate, reefs can stretch for hundreds of kilometers, like the Great Barrier Reef in Australia. From above, they look like vivid patches in blue water. But up close, each ridge and curve is the work of animals no bigger than a grain of rice, slowly shaping the ocean floor, one tiny layer at a time. Some birds can fly for months without landing. The common swift is one of nature's most tireless travelers. Once it leaves the nest, it may spend months in the air without touching down, eating, sleeping, and even mating on the wing. Scientists have tracked swifts migrating thousands of kilometers, looping between continents and riding air currents to conserve energy. They can sleep in brief bursts, gliding while part of their brain rests. Other species, like certain albatrosses, also cross vast distances over open ocean, using wind patterns to stay aloft. To imagine living in the sky for so long is to imagine a different perspective entirely, where land is only a distant idea and the horizon is the only constant. The air in forests can act like natural medicine. Walk into a forest, breathe deeply, and you might feel calm arrive almost immediately. Part of this comes from chemicals released by trees, often called phytoncides. These compounds help plants defend themselves against pests and disease. But when we inhale them, they can lower stress hormones and even support immune function. In Japan, the practice of spending mindful time among trees is known as Shinrin-yoku, forest bathing. The effect isn't only psychological. Studies have shown measurable health benefits after time spent in forests. It can feel as if the trees share a little of their resilience with us, a quiet exchange between living beings carried on the air itself. Volcanoes can create new islands. When an undersea volcano erupts, molten rock can build up until it rises above the surface, forming brand new land. These islands may begin as barren, steaming stone, but over time, winds and currents bring seeds, birds, and marine life, beginning the slow process of colonization. Some islands vanish again as waves erode them, while others grow into permanent homes for plants, animals, and even people. In 1963, an eruption off the coast of Iceland created the island of Surtsey, which became a living laboratory for scientists studying how ecosystems begin from scratch. To watch an island appear where there was only ocean is to see Earth reshaping itself in real time. Some animals can regrow entire limbs. If a salamander loses a leg, it can grow a new one, bones, muscles, nerves, and all. Certain species can even regenerate parts of their heart, eyes, or spinal cord. Starfish can regrow lost arms, and if the central body remains intact, some can regrow an entirely new starfish from a single limb. This ability comes from specialized cells that can transform into whatever tissue is needed. Humans share some of the same genetic pathways, but ours are far less active. Scientists study these animals in hopes of unlocking new ways to heal severe injuries. In nature, regeneration isn't a trick. It's a survival strategy, allowing creatures to escape predators and recover from damage that would be permanent for most life. Glaciers can move like rivers of ice. Though they seem frozen in place, glaciers are always moving. Gravity pulls them downhill, and over months and years, the ice flows like an incredibly slow river. The pace might be only a few centimeters per day, or, in rare surges, several meters. As glaciers move, they grind rock into fine powder, carve valleys, and reshape landscapes. When they retreat, they leave behind lakes, ridges, and fertile soil. Watching a glacier move in real time is nearly impossible without special tools. But satellite images and time-lapse photography reveal their steady motion. A reminder that even the most solid things on Earth are not truly still. There are caves filled with giant crystals. In northern Mexico lies the Cave of the Crystals, a hidden chamber discovered in the year 2000 beneath a working mine. Inside are some of the largest natural crystals ever found. Selenite columns as long as 15 meters, gleaming in the dim light. The cave's extreme heat and humidity make it dangerous to enter without protection. But those who have seen it describe it as stepping into a dream, a place where the walls seem to glow. The crystals grew over hundreds of thousands of years in mineral-rich water kept at a stable temperature. It's an otherworldly reminder of geology's slow artistry. Some plants communicate through underground networks. Beneath the forest floor, fungi form vast networks of thin threads called mycelium, connecting the roots of different plants. Through this wood wide web, plants can share nutrients, send chemical signals, and even warn each other about pests. A tree under attack might send signals that prompt its neighbors to produce protective compounds. An older tree might share sugars with a shaded sapling. This cooperation blurs the line between individual and community, revealing a hidden layer of intelligence in ecosystems. What looks like a quiet forest from above is, below the surface, alive with silent conversation. There are forests growing on floating islands. In certain lakes and wetlands, mats of soil, roots, and vegetation break free from shore and drift across the water. Over time, grasses and shrubs take hold, and sometimes even trees grow, their roots tangled through the floating mass. Some islands are small enough to move with the wind. Others anchor for a while, then break loose again. These floating forests shelter birds and insects and offer cover for fish below. Some can last for decades, woven into local folklore. Places that seem to appear and vanish with the seasons. They're a reminder that even something as grounded as a forest can learn to wander. Certain butterflies can see colors humans can't. Our eyes detect three primary colors: red, green, and blue, and from them we build the world we see. But some butterflies have far more complex vision, with receptors for additional colors, including ultraviolet. This allows them to see patterns on flowers, and even on other butterflies, that are invisible to us. These hidden markings help them find nectar, recognize mates, or avoid danger. To imagine what they see is to imagine a world painted with colors we have no names for, a spectrum beyond our experience, yet as real as sunlight on our skin. Some animals can change their sex to survive. In certain fish species, like clownfish and wrasses, sex isn't fixed. If the dominant female in a group dies, the largest male may change into a female to take her place. Other species switch from female to male instead, depending on what the group needs to keep reproducing. These transformations aren't only behavioral. The animal's body undergoes profound biological changes, hormones, organs, and often appearance. It's a survival strategy shaped by evolution, allowing communities to adapt quickly to sudden imbalance. The tallest waves in the ocean can form without storms. Most waves are born from wind, but rogue waves can appear suddenly, towering over surrounding water without a storm to warn of their arrival. They form when smaller waves merge and combine their energy, creating a single wall of water that can be twice as tall as anything nearby. Once dismissed as sailors' myths, rogue waves have been recorded by satellites and ocean buoys, with some measured at over 30 meters high. They're rare but dangerous, powerful enough to damage large ships. Out in the open ocean, they can rise and vanish within minutes, a reminder that even calm water can hide surprises. There are flowers that bloom only once every few decades. Some plants spend years, even decades, preparing for a single flowering. The agave, for example, can take 30 years to bloom, sending up a towering stalk covered in blossoms before dying soon after. In the Himalayas, rare lilies may wait years for perfect conditions before unfolding pale blooms. These long waits can align with mass flowerings, overwhelming pollinators, and helping ensure seeds are spread far and wide. It's a gamble, but for plants that succeed, it's a way to leave behind countless offspring in one brilliant, fleeting moment. Some lakes change color with the seasons. In certain places, the same lake can appear deep blue in summer, green in spring, or even pink at times. These shifts come from algae blooms, mineral content, and the way sunlight scatters in the water. Standing at the shore, it can look as if the water has been dyed, yet it's all nature's chemistry, painting the surface in seasonal tones. Certain animals never stop growing. While many creatures reach a fixed adult size, some continue growing throughout their lives, a trait called indeterminate growth. Many fish, reptiles, and amphibians grow larger each year if they have enough food and survive long enough. This is why some turtles, crocodiles, and catfish can reach astonishing sizes in the wild. Often, the largest individuals are also the oldest, carrying decades of experience in their slow, deliberate movements. Earth's magnetic field helps animals find their way. From sea turtles crossing oceans to birds migrating between continents, many animals can sense Earth's magnetic field. This sixth sense may come from specialized cells or magnetic particles in their bodies, helping them navigate when landmarks aren't visible. Scientists are still studying exactly how it works, but experiments show that changing magnetic cues can alter an animal's direction, as if they carry an invisible compass tuned to the planet itself. There are trees that can walk to find sunlight. In parts of Central and South America, the walking palm grows stilt-like roots that can slowly replace one another. If the tree becomes shaded, it may grow new roots toward brighter areas, while older roots die back, shifting its trunk slightly over time. It doesn't stride like an animal, but it can change position by several centimeters per year, a slow-motion movement that challenges our idea of plants as completely fixed. Some plants can store water for years. In harsh environments, survival can depend on finding water where none seems to exist. Certain plants, like the baobab tree and many desert succulents, store water inside thick trunks, stems, or leaves. A large baobab can hold thousands of liters, sustaining itself through long droughts, and supporting birds, insects, and mammals when the world dries out. In landscapes where rain may not fall for months or years, these plants become living reservoirs, holding life inside them until the land turns green again. There are glowing bays where the water lights up at night. In a few rare coastal places, the sea comes alive after dark with a soft, otherworldly glow. These bioluminescent bays are filled with microscopic organisms called dinoflagellates that emit light when disturbed. Every splash, every paddle stroke, every passing fish sets off tiny sparks, turning the water into liquid starlight. One of the most famous examples is Mosquito Bay in Puerto Rico, where the glow is so bright you can trace the path of a swimming turtle by the shimmering trail it leaves behind. The light comes from a chemical reaction inside the organisms, similar to the way fireflies glow on land. Calm, shallow waters and warm temperatures create the perfect conditions for these luminous displays. Dip your hand into the water and lift it slowly. Droplets shimmer for a moment before fading, as if the ocean itself is reluctant to let go of your touch. Some mountains grow taller every year. Mountains may appear solid and unchanging, but some are still rising. Deep beneath the surface, tectonic forces push continental plates against one another, forcing the crust upward millimeter by millimeter. The Himalayas, home to Mount Everest, continue to grow as the Indian plate presses into the Eurasian plate. Although erosion constantly wears mountains down, in some regions the upward push still outpaces the slow grind of wind and water. Scientists measure this growth using precise satellite data, watching peaks rise almost imperceptibly over decades. It's a quiet reminder that even the landscapes we think of as ancient and permanent are still being shaped, still in motion, still becoming. Certain animals can live without oxygen for months. Most life on Earth depends on oxygen, yet some creatures have evolved astonishing alternatives. The painted turtle, for example, can hibernate underwater in frozen lakes for more than 4 months without breathing. It survives by slowing its metabolism dramatically and switching to anaerobic energy production. Some worms and tiny crustaceans living in oxygen-poor sediments extract energy in ways that bypass oxygen altogether. Even more surprising, scientists have discovered microscopic jellyfish-like animals that lack mitochondria, meaning they never use oxygen at all. For these creatures, oxygen isn't essential. It's optional. Such adaptations allow them to thrive where most life would last only minutes. Rainbows can appear as full circles from the air. From the ground, rainbows always appear as arcs, their lower halves hidden by the horizon. But from above, from an airplane or a high mountain, you can sometimes see them as complete circles. A rainbow is actually a full ring of light, formed when sunlight refracts and reflects inside raindrops. On the ground, the Earth blocks part of the circle from view. From the sky, with no obstruction, the entire luminous ring becomes visible. Pilots sometimes see these circular rainbows surrounding the shadow of their aircraft, a phenomenon known as a glory. It's a vivid reminder that what we see is often only part of the whole, and that perspective can quietly reveal what was always there. Some deserts are colder than ice. When we think of deserts, we imagine heat and sand. But a desert is defined by dryness, not temperature. Antarctica and the Arctic are the largest deserts on Earth. Frozen landscapes where precipitation is so rare they qualify as deserts. Antarctica is the coldest, driest, and windiest place on the planet, with temperatures plunging below -70 degrees Celsius. Yet beneath the ice, microbial life persists in pockets of liquid water. Hardy lichens cling to exposed rock. These polar deserts are as extreme as any scorching dune field. Their beauty lies in contrast. Endless white under summer daylight, the deep blue glow of ice caves, the stillness that can last for centuries. Desert does not always mean heat. Sometimes it means ice and silence. There are waterfalls that appear to flow upward. In certain conditions, strong winds can catch the falling water of a tall waterfall and push it back upward, creating the illusion that gravity has reversed. This phenomenon is most common along coastal cliffs, where powerful ocean winds rise against steep rock faces. The water doesn't truly return to its source. It's broken into mist and carried skyward. The effect lasts only as long as the gusts persist, but during those moments, the landscape feels transformed. Familiar rules seem briefly suspended. Some seeds can survive for thousands of years. Seeds are nature's time capsules. Protected by tough outer shells, some can lie dormant for centuries. In one remarkable case, scientists revived a date palm seed found in the ruins of Masada in Israel, nearly 2,000 years old. Certain Arctic plants produce seeds that can remain viable for even longer in frozen soil. Inside each seed, an embryo rests in near-zero activity, its nutrients preserved. When warmth and moisture return, it awakens and begins to grow, bridging vast stretches of time in a single act of renewal. It's as if the plant has been holding its breath for centuries, waiting for the world to be ready again. There are animals that can clone themselves. Some creatures reproduce without mating, creating exact genetic copies of themselves. This process, known as asexual reproduction, occurs in organisms both simple and complex. Starfish can regenerate lost limbs, and in some cases, an entire new individual can grow from a single arm. Freshwater hydras bud off miniature versions of themselves. Certain insects lay unfertilized eggs that develop into clones. In stable environments, cloning allows rapid population growth without the need to find mates. While it reduces genetic diversity, in the right circumstances, it is remarkably efficient. Certain plants can measure daylight. Many plants possess an internal clock, a circadian rhythm that allows them to track time. Through a process called photoperiodism, they measure the length of day and night to determine when to flower, grow, or shed leaves. Some chrysanthemums bloom only when nights reach a specific length. Others wait for long summer days before producing flowers. Even under artificial lighting, plants often continue opening and closing on schedule, as if guided by an invisible metronome. It's a quiet intelligence, aligning their lives with the turning of the seasons. There are clouds heavier than mountains. A single large thundercloud can contain millions of tons of water, more mass than an entire mountain. The reason it doesn't fall all at once is that the water is suspended in countless tiny droplets and ice crystals, supported by rising air currents. When conditions shift, that suspended water condenses and falls as rain, hail, or snow. These immense clouds can stretch for kilometers and tower high into the atmosphere, glowing white at their tops, while their undersides churn with shadow. Something so airy can be unimaginably heavy, and yet it drifts overhead as gently as breath. Some creatures can survive in boiling water. Near deep-sea hydrothermal vents, water temperatures can exceed 100 degrees Celsius. Yet microorganisms known as hyperthermophiles thrive there. Their proteins and cellular structures remain stable at extreme heat. Some live in the scalding runoff of geysers on land. These heat-loving microbes form the base of entire ecosystems, supporting tube worms, clams, and crabs that cluster around vent openings. Studying them has expanded our understanding of life's limits, and even our search for life beyond Earth. The ocean's deepest point is deeper than Mount Everest is tall. In the Pacific Ocean lies the Mariana Trench, home to Challenger Deep, nearly 11 kilometers below the surface. That depth exceeds the height of Mount Everest above sea level. The pressure there is crushing. Darkness is absolute. Temperatures hover near freezing. And yet, life exists. Tiny crustaceans, strange fish, resilient microbes feeding on organic matter drifting down from above. It is one of Earth's least explored frontiers, not in space, but in the silent depths of our own oceans. Certain fish create their own light shows. In the deep sea, many fish produce light through bioluminescence. Some use it to lure prey, others to hide, and some to communicate. Flashlight fish blink light-producing organs beneath their eyes. Lanternfish glow with patterns along their bodies. Some species flash in rhythmic pulses, like coded signals in the dark. In a world without sunlight, light becomes language, flickers and glows, telling stories we are only beginning to understand. Some plants can sense when they are being eaten. Plants may appear passive, but many respond to damage almost instantly. When a caterpillar bites into a leaf, certain plants detect specific chemicals in the insect's saliva. This triggers the release of defensive compounds, bitter or toxic substances that make the leaf far less appetizing. In some cases, the plant even sends airborne chemical signals to neighboring plants, warning them to activate their own defenses. This isn't taste in the way we experience it, but a highly sensitive chemical detection system at the cellular level. To the insect, it may feel as though the meal suddenly turns unpleasant mid-bite. Far from unaware, plants are active participants in their own survival, quietly reading the world around them. There are places where stones seem to move on their own. In California's racetrack playa, a dry lake bed in Death Valley, large rocks appear to slide across the surface, leaving long trails behind them. For decades, no one knew how they moved, especially since no one had ever seen it happen. Eventually, researchers discovered the explanation. Under rare winter conditions, a thin layer of ice forms beneath the stones. As the ice warms and cracks, light winds push the rocks slowly across the slick surface. The movement is gradual, sometimes taking hours for a stone to travel a few meters. The result is a landscape marked with winding tracks, as though the stones had wandered quietly in the night. Certain birds can mimic almost any sound. Some birds are astonishing impressionists. The lyrebird of Australia can imitate chainsaws, camera shutters, car alarms, other bird calls, and even human voices with uncanny accuracy. Mockingbirds weave dozens of borrowed sounds into their songs, copying frogs, insects, and mechanical noises alike. These abilities can attract mates, defend territory, or simply display skill. Young birds learn by listening closely to their environment, building repertoires that can be passed down through generations. To hear a bird perfectly mimic the bark of a dog in a quiet forest is both surprising and delightful, a reminder that nature's voices are not always what they seem. Some insects can see ultraviolet light. While humans see only a narrow range of wavelengths, many insects can detect ultraviolet light. Flowers often display UV patterns invisible to us, markings that act like landing guides, directing pollinators toward nectar. To bees and butterflies, these patterns may glow brightly, transforming an ordinary meadow into a landscape of hidden signals. UV vision also helps insects detect predators and identify potential mates. The world they see is layered with colors and contrasts we cannot imagine. The same fields and forests, but illuminated by an unseen dimension of light. The Sahara Desert was once green. Thousands of years ago, the Sahara was not an endless sea of sand. It was a vast savanna filled with lakes, rivers, grasslands, and wildlife. Evidence from ancient lake beds, fossilized pollen, and rock art shows that hippos, crocodiles, and early human communities once thrived there. Changes in the Earth's orbit shifted monsoon rains northward, transforming the region. Over millennia, those rainfall patterns shifted again, and the land slowly dried into the desert we know today. Beneath the dunes, traces of its lush past remain, reminders that climates and landscapes can change dramatically over time. There are storms that last for centuries. On Jupiter, the Great Red Spot, a massive storm larger than Earth, has been raging for at least 300 years. Unlike storms on our planet, which last days or weeks, Jupiter's turbulent atmosphere and lack of a solid surface allow this giant vortex to continue spinning. Winds within the storm reach extraordinary speeds, and from space it appears as a swirling red oval embedded in the planet's cloud bands. It is a reminder that storms are not limited to Earth, and that on some worlds they can endure for centuries. Certain frogs can turn nearly transparent. Glass frogs of Central and South America have skin so translucent that their internal organs are visible. When resting, they can shift blood away from their skin, becoming even more transparent and blending into leaves. This adaptation helps them avoid predators and regulate temperature. Looking closely at one can feel almost surreal, like observing a living anatomy lesson beneath a delicate green surface. Some trees produce vast amounts of sap. In late winter and early spring, sugar maples begin to move sap through their trunks as temperatures shift between freezing nights and thawing days. Pressure changes within the tree push sap upward through its vessels. Tapping a maple allows the clear liquid to drip slowly into containers. It takes more than 40 liters of sap to produce a single liter of maple syrup. Yet a mature tree can produce hundreds of liters in a good season. Sap carries water and nutrients throughout the tree, fueling new growth. Watching it drip steadily in a quiet forest feels like glimpsing the tree's pulse, a sign that spring is returning. There are rivers that boil. Deep in the Peruvian Amazon flows the Boiling River, where water temperatures can approach 100 degrees Celsius. Unlike volcanic hot springs, its heat comes from geothermal sources far underground. The river stretches for kilometers through dense jungle, steam rising into the canopy above. Leaves curl near its banks from the heat. For local communities, it holds spiritual significance. For scientists, it is a rare geological phenomenon. To stand beside it is to feel the Earth's hidden warmth rising to the surface. Certain animals live entirely in darkness. In deep caves and ocean trenches, some species are born into complete darkness and never encounter light. Many lose their eyesight entirely, relying instead on touch, smell, or vibration. The Mexican blind cavefish can sense subtle water movements through specialized cells in its skin. Deep-sea creatures use elongated fins or sensitive whisker-like structures to explore their surroundings. In these environments, vision becomes unnecessary. Life adapts, not by longing for light, but by refining other senses. Some shells grow in perfect spirals. Many mollusks build shells that follow mathematical patterns. The nautilus, for example, forms a logarithmic spiral, adding chambers as it grows while maintaining its shape. This same spiral pattern appears elsewhere in nature, in sunflowers, hurricanes, and even galaxies. Holding a shell and tracing its curve inward is like following a design repeated across vastly different scales. From the smallest sea creature to the Milky Way, certain patterns quietly echo through the universe. There are clouds that glow at night. High in the atmosphere, more than 80 kilometers above Earth, delicate noctilucent clouds shimmer with a silvery blue glow after sunset. Formed from ice crystals in the upper mesosphere, they are illuminated by sunlight from beyond the horizon. Most visible at high latitudes during summer, they appear like luminous veils drifting in the twilight sky. Watching them can feel like witnessing the sky itself glowing softly from within. Certain spiders can sail through the air. Some spiders travel using a behavior called ballooning. They release strands of silk into the air, which catch the wind and lift them from the ground. While many journeys are short, some spiders have been found hundreds of kilometers out at sea. Their silk acts like a sail, allowing them to colonize distant islands and new habitats. Watching one drift upward on a single thread feels like witnessing the beginning of a tiny, improbable voyage. Some animals can survive for years without food. In harsh environments, food can be scarce. The olm, a cave-dwelling salamander in Europe, can survive up to 10 years without eating by slowing its metabolism dramatically. Crocodiles and certain snakes can endure more than a year without a meal. Tardigrades can enter a dormant state called cryptobiosis, halting nearly all biological activity until conditions improve. Patience in nature can be just as powerful as speed. There are forests beneath the ocean. Off many coastlines grow vast underwater kelp forests. Giant kelp can grow more than half a meter per day, reaching heights of 30 meters or more. These submerged forests provide shelter for fish, sea otters, and countless marine species. Sunlight filtering through the kelp creates shifting patterns of emerald light. Though rooted to the seafloor, they sway with the currents like underwater trees in a silent, liquid forest. Certain birds can sleep while flying. Some species, like the frigate bird, can remain in the air for days or even weeks without landing. Scientists have discovered that they achieve this by resting one half of their brain at a time, a phenomenon known as unihemispheric sleep. While one side of the brain rests, the other remains alert enough to maintain flight and navigate. They glide on rising air currents, wings barely moving, suspended between wakefulness and sleep. Even when fully asleep for brief moments, they may continue circling on thermals high above the ocean. For these birds, the sky itself becomes a place of rest, a vast and endless bed of air. Some rocks can sing in the wind. In certain deserts, steady winds passing over dunes or large boulders can create deep, resonant tones. These are known as singing sands or booming dunes. The sound occurs when grains of sand slide over one another in just the right conditions, creating vibrations that amplify into a low hum. Travelers have described hearing these haunting notes carry for kilometers, a steady rumble that seems to rise from the earth itself. Marco Polo wrote of such sounds in the Gobi Desert centuries ago. To stand in such a place is to feel as though the landscape itself is breathing or quietly singing to the wind. There are deserts made of pure white sand. Not all deserts glow golden. In southern New Mexico lies White Sands National Park, a vast field of brilliant white dunes made of gypsum crystals. Gypsum usually dissolves in water, but in this closed desert basin, ancient lakes evaporated and left thick mineral deposits behind. Over thousands of years, wind sculpted these deposits into rippling dunes that sparkle in sunlight and glow pale blue under moonlight. Walking there can feel like stepping through snow, except the air is warm and dry. From space, the whiteness shines brightly, a luminous landscape unlike any other. Some jellyfish may be biologically immortal. The tiny jellyfish, Turritopsis dohrnii, possesses a remarkable ability. When stressed or injured, it can revert its cells to an earlier stage of development, effectively restarting its life cycle. Instead of dying from old age, it transforms back into a juvenile polyp and begins again. This process, called transdifferentiation, makes it biologically immortal, though it can still fall prey to predators or disease. In the quiet depths of the ocean, This delicate, transparent creature quietly defies what we think we know about aging. Certain ants farm their own food. Leafcutter ants are among nature's most dedicated farmers. They carry pieces of leaves back to underground colonies, not to eat directly, but to cultivate a special fungus in carefully tended gardens. The fungus breaks down the plant material into food the ants can digest. This relationship is so precise that neither the ants nor the fungus can survive without the other. Colonies can contain millions of individuals, each performing specific roles. Long before humans practiced agriculture, these ants perfected their own. There are flowers that smell like decay. Some plants attract pollinators not with sweet fragrances, but with the pungent scent of rotting flesh. The corpse flower, Amorphophallus titanum, can grow over 3 meters tall and releases an odor that mimics decomposition. This smell attracts carrion beetles and flies, which help pollinate the bloom. The flower appears rarely and lasts only a few days. During that time, it can even generate heat to spread its scent farther. It is a striking example of deception used in the service of survival. Some trees survive complete fires. In fire-prone regions, certain trees have evolved remarkable defenses. Giant sequoias possess thick, spongy bark that insulates them from intense heat. Some pines and eucalyptus trees protect buds beneath their bark, allowing rapid regrowth after flames pass. For many species, fire is not only endured, but required. Heat can trigger cones to open and release seeds into freshly cleared soil rich with nutrients. In these ecosystems, destruction becomes renewal, an ending that quietly prepares the way for a beginning. Certain lakes are so clear they look unreal. In places like Blue Lake in New Zealand, visibility can reach astonishing depths. The water is filtered naturally through layers of rock and sand, removing nearly all particles. Looking into such water can feel like peering through glass. Fish seem suspended in air, and the lake bed appears with striking clarity. These pristine waters are fragile, easily disturbed. Their transparency is both beautiful and rare. Some whales sing songs that travel across oceans. Humpback whales produce long, complex songs that can last for hours. These sounds travel for hundreds, sometimes thousands of kilometers through the deep ocean. Males often sing during breeding season, and their songs evolve over time, spreading through populations like changing melodies. Listening to a whale song recorded far from shore feels like hearing a voice from another world, slow, resonant, and vast. There are storms that produce blue lightning. During certain volcanic eruptions, ash particles collide and build electrical charge within the eruption cloud. The result can be vivid blue lightning, created as volcanic gases ionize in the charged air. Against the dark sky and rising ash, these bolts glow with an eerie intensity. Beautiful, powerful, and fleeting, they seem almost supernatural. Some mosses can survive in space. Experiments aboard the International Space Station have shown that certain moss species can survive exposure to vacuum, radiation, and extreme temperature swings. Protected by specialized cellular structures, they can revive once returned to Earth. Their resilience offers insight into how life might endure beyond our planet. A small patch of moss, humble and green, proves astonishingly durable. Some mushrooms glow in the dark. In forests around the world, certain fungi emit a soft green glow known as bioluminescence. The light comes from a chemical reaction involving luciferin, similar to the glow of fireflies. The glow may attract insects that help spread spores. On dark nights, clusters of these mushrooms can illuminate the forest floor like scattered stars. For centuries, travelers spoke of glowing wood without knowing its source. The forest, it seems, sometimes carries its own quiet lanterns. There are plants that live entirely underwater. Some aquatic plants spend their entire lives submerged. Species like eelgrass and pondweed have evolved flexible leaves that move with currents and tissues that transport oxygen internally. They photosynthesize using dissolved carbon dioxide from water rather than air. Beneath the surface, dense underwater meadows shelter fish and amphibians, stabilize sediment, and help keep water clean. Though hidden, these submerged gardens are as vital as any forest above ground. Certain insects migrate farther than expected. The globe skimmer dragonfly travels extraordinary distances, over 18,000 kilometers across the Indian Ocean and beyond, completing the journey over multiple generations. Monarch butterflies also migrate thousands of kilometers, guided by environmental cues and magnetic sensing. For creatures so small, their endurance and navigation are extraordinary. Size in nature does not limit ambition. Some rivers disappear underground. In limestone landscapes, rivers can vanish into cracks and caves, flowing unseen for kilometers before re-emerging. The Puerto Princesa Underground River in the Philippines travels more than 8 kilometers beneath the surface. These hidden waterways carve chambers, shape terrain, and support unique ecosystems in darkness. Water, even when invisible, continues its quiet journey. There are forests where every tree shares the same roots. Some aspen groves are not separate trees at all, but one organism connected by a vast underground root system. The colony, known as Pando in Utah, spans more than 40 hectares and may be thousands of years old. Above ground, trunks appear individual. Below, they are genetically identical, sharing nutrients and resources. It is a forest that is, in truth, one. Some flowers change color to guide pollinators. Certain plants shift the color of their blossoms as they age. A flower may open in bright yellow, signaling fresh nectar, then gradually deepen to orange or red once pollination has occurred. Butterflies and bees quickly learn which colors offer reward. This quiet transformation ensures pollinators focus on the most fertile blooms, improving the plant's chances of reproduction. In alpine regions, some flowers even change color immediately after being pollinated, gently telling visitors not to waste their effort. It is a silent visual conversation between plant and insect, spoken entirely in color. Some mountains are made entirely of salt. In regions where ancient seas once evaporated, thick salt deposits remained. Over millions of years, tectonic forces pushed these deposits upward, forming mountains of crystalline white. In Iran, Mount Namak rises in gleaming ridges of salt, streaked with mineral hues. In Bolivia, vast salt flats conceal raised salt formations along their edges. Wind and rain slowly sculpt these structures, sometimes carving caves within them. Today's mountain peaks were once ocean floors, a reminder of how dramatically Earth can transform. Some plants remember past droughts. Certain species can adjust their behavior based on previous experiences of stress. After enduring a period of drought, some plants alter their gene expression in ways that prepare them for future dryness. If drought returns, they close leaf pores more quickly and activate protective mechanisms sooner. This memory is chemical, not conscious, yet it persists long after the first hardship is past. Resilience in nature can be learned. Some fish climb waterfalls. During spawning migrations, salmon leap upstream against powerful currents, launching themselves over waterfalls to reach their breeding grounds. Smaller fish, like Hawaiian gobies, climb rock faces using suction-like fins. The journey is exhausting but essential, guiding them back to the waters where they were born. Watching a fish hurl itself repeatedly against gravity is a powerful reminder of persistence in the natural world. Some deserts hide vast underground lakes. Beneath certain arid landscapes lie enormous aquifers, reservoirs of ancient water stored deep below the sand. In the Sahara, some of this water fell as rain thousands of years ago. Occasionally, it reaches the surface as springs or oases, creating green islands in a sea of dryness. In other cases, it remains hidden, revealed only through careful drilling. Even in the harshest environments, life-giving water may be quietly waiting below. Some creatures survive both boiling and freezing conditions. Extremophiles, organisms adapted to extreme environments, thrive in places that swing between scorching heat and bitter cold. Some microbes endure hydrothermal vents and near-freezing waters alike. Tardigrades, microscopic water bears, can survive boiling temperatures and freezing solid by entering cryptobiosis, a dormant state where metabolic activity nearly stops. Life's limits are wider than we once believed. Certain birds navigate by the stars. Migratory birds, such as the indigo bunting, orient themselves using constellations around the North Star. Even birds raised in captivity recognize celestial cues. Combined with their sensitivity to Earth's magnetic field and the position of the Sun, this creates a layered navigation system. Planetarium experiments show that altering star patterns can confuse them, confirming that the night sky is their guide. Long before humans charted maps, birds were reading the stars. Some animals use tools. Chimpanzees craft sticks to fish for termites. Sea otters use stones to crack open shells. Crows drop nuts onto roads for cars to break, retrieving them later. Dolphins have been seen carrying sponges to protect their snouts while foraging along coral reefs. These behaviors require learning and sometimes teaching between generations. Tool use blurs the line between instinct and intelligence, reminding us that problem-solving is not uniquely human. There are caves that seem to breathe. In certain cave systems, changes in outside air pressure cause strong currents to move in and out of cave openings. This breathing can be powerful enough to rustle leaves or extinguish candles near entrances. Mammoth Cave and Wind Cave are well-known examples. Standing at an entrance and feeling cool air exhale from the darkness is like sensing the Earth's hidden lungs. Some trees warn their neighbors of danger. When attacked by insects, certain trees release airborne chemicals that nearby trees detect. These signals prompt neighbors to produce defensive compounds before the pests reach them. Acacia trees, for example, can fill the air with warnings that ripple through an entire grove. Some chemicals even attract predators that prey on the attacking insects. The forest becomes a community, united by invisible messages carried on the wind. There are underwater rivers and waterfalls. Differences in temperature and salinity create dense currents that flow along the ocean floor like rivers. In the Denmark Strait, a massive underwater waterfall plunges nearly 3.5 kilometers, far taller than the highest waterfalls on land. These submerged flows influence ocean circulation and global climate. Hidden beneath the surface, they reshape the deep in silence. Some animals see in near total darkness. Deep-sea fish have enormous, sensitive eyes capable of detecting faint glimmers of bioluminescence. Owls and cats possess reflective layers in their eyes that amplify scarce light. Other species detect infrared heat or subtle vibrations, allowing them to hunt where humans would see only blackness. For them, darkness is not empty. It is simply another environment to master. Certain plants generate their own heat. The eastern skunk cabbage can warm itself enough to melt surrounding snow in early spring. This process, called thermogenesis, helps release scent and attract pollinators. Other tropical plants use heat to intensify their fragrance. While rare, this ability shows that plants can manipulate temperature in subtle ways. Some rocks are older than continents. Tiny zircon crystals found in Western Australia date back more than 4 billion years. These mineral grains formed when Earth was young, carrying chemical clues about the planet's earliest conditions. Holding one would be like holding a fragment of Earth's childhood. Some insects walk on water. Water striders glide across ponds using legs covered in microscopic hairs that repel water. Combined with surface tension, this allows them to skate effortlessly without sinking. Each movement leaves delicate ripples across the surface, like tiny dancers performing on liquid glass. Some forests create their own clouds. Through transpiration, trees release water vapor into the atmosphere. In dense forests like the Amazon, this moisture forms clouds that later return as rain. Deforestation can disrupt this cycle, altering weather patterns far beyond the forest itself. From above, these clouds resemble soft blankets floating over green oceans of leaves. Some animals recognize themselves in mirrors. Great apes, dolphins, elephants, and even magpies can use mirrors to inspect parts of their bodies they cannot normally see. This suggests a form of self-awareness, the recognition of me. It hints at a depth of consciousness we are only beginning to understand. There are plants that eat animals. Carnivorous plants such as Venus flytraps, sundews, and pitcher plants trap and digest insects, and occasionally small amphibians. They thrive in nutrient-poor soils by extracting nitrogen from prey. Each species has its own method: snapping traps, sticky surfaces, or fluid-filled pitchers. What seems aggressive is simply adaptation. Some lakes are so salty you can't sink. In hypersaline lakes like the Dead Sea, salt concentration makes the water denser than the human body. People float effortlessly on the surface. Few organisms can survive in such conditions, yet certain microbes thrive there. Floating in these waters feels less like swimming and more like resting on a firm cushion. Some birds build astonishing structures. Male bowerbirds construct elaborate display structures decorated with shells, feathers, and colorful objects. Weaver birds craft intricately woven nests suspended from branches. These avian architects demonstrate creativity and precision that rival human craftsmanship. Some stones appear to grow. In parts of Romania, unusual rock formations, known as trovants, slowly expand as mineral-rich water deposits additional material. Though growth is only millimeters per year, over decades they develop bulbous shapes. Even stone, given enough time, can change. Certain species remain unchanged for millions of years. Horseshoe crabs have existed for over 400 million years, surviving mass extinctions. The coelacanth, once thought extinct, still swims in deep waters. Sometimes evolution refines a design so well that change becomes unnecessary. Some places on Earth remain untouched by humans. Despite satellites and global travel, there are remote peaks, deep caves, isolated islands, and ocean trenches where no human has set foot. These untouched landscapes serve as living time capsules, ecosystems continuing quietly on their own terms. Beneath Antarctica's ice, rivers still flow. Hidden beneath thick ice sheets are subglacial rivers and lakes kept liquid by geothermal heat and immense pressure. Scientists drilling into these waters have discovered microbial life isolated for millions of years. Even in the coldest places, water and life persists. Some deserts sing. Under the right conditions, shifting sand dunes produce deep humming tones that resonate for kilometers. The sound, caused by grains sliding together in unison, can feel like a low musical note vibrating through your chest. Marco Polo once described such phenomena, and they remain among the most mysterious sounds of the natural world. And so, our slow journey through nature's hidden wonders comes gently to a close. We have wandered from ancient crystals to singing dunes, from glowing seas to breathing forests. We have seen survival in extremes, beauty in unexpected places, and mysteries that still invite quiet curiosity. As you rest now, you might imagine the soft pulse of a bioluminescent bay, or the slow rise of a mountain beneath the stars. You might picture an underwater forest swaying in silence, or an ancient tree that has watched centuries pass. The world is filled with places you may never visit, yet they exist all the same, thriving, shifting, waiting. And sometimes, wonder is closer than you think. It may be in the rustle of leaves outside your window, or the scent of rain drifting through the air. Thank you for sharing this quiet time. If you are still awake, another story is waiting. If your eyes are heavy, let them close. Nature will still be here when you wake, patient, timeless, and endlessly full of stories. Good night.